Fred Coker has our next question. It'll be directed to Congresswoman Shea-Porter.
Social Security. Congresswoman Shea-Porter, you have said that you would not support cutting Social Security benefits to seniors. Mr. Ginta, you have said that you would not support raising taxes for Social Security. Well, addressing the solvency of Social Security will take not only careful work, but also support from both sides of the aisle. What are you willing to consider supporting to address Social Security solvency?
Okay, first of all, Mr. Ginta said several things about Social Security. One is that he would privatize it. Another is that he would consider a means test, which is a welfare test, by the way. Seniors would have to go and prove that they needed it. This is why we have Social Security, so that we could allow the dignity, and seniors have paid for this, as you know. They are not driving up the deficit. It's in surplus. They have paid for this. But we do have to tweak it. So what we can do, we don't have to raise the taxes on everybody. We have to raise the cap. Right now, people pay up to $106,800, and then if you earn $1 million, you only pay up to $106,000, and that's not right. It's like buying a $50 sweater and paying tax on the $50 sweater, but if you buy a $500 sweater, you only have to pay on the first $50. We know that we have to do something. It has to be solvent. It not only takes care of seniors, it takes care of widows, widowers, dependents, and disabled people. So it must remain solvent, and we have to show political courage to do it.
Mr. Ginta?
Well, you know, it's interesting. This issue is used as a political football almost every election cycle. And I think Americans are tired of the he said, she said. You know, I don't want to take Social Security away from seniors like you claim that I do. The fact of the matter is this. We are spending more right now on Social Security than we are taking in. That's fact number one. Fact number two, it becomes insolvent by 2015. Fact number three, it is bankrupt in 2037. So, if you look at that circumstance, there are two things we can do. First of all, if you receive the benefit, a promise has been made to you, we will, as a country, honor that promise. Secondly, is there a different approach that we should be taking for those who aren't even in the system yet, when they are in the system 30 and 40 years from now? I think we should probably look at that so it is solvent for the long term. But that is something that is not ever addressed. And what happens is that this is used as a political football and as a scare tactic. And I think it's wrong to do that. I think members of Congress should work together to try to find a meaningful solution for those who truly are in need of the entitlement.
Do I have it?
Take 30.
Okay. Those truly in need, Frank, do you know that the country, seniors really need that? They've already met the really need it test. Also, a different approach. That's what they tried to do. The Bush administration tried to privatize Social Security. Thank God they didn't succeed, because we saw what happened on Wall Street. The other part of that is what you're telling young people right now is you have to pay for everybody in the system, but take care of yourselves later. What you don't acknowledge is that if that person is 25 years old and disabled, there won't be any Social Security for them. So they won't have time to amass a big fortune or a nest egg to take care of themselves. If they die and leave children, their children won't have money to take care of them. I don't think you understand, Frank, how desperate people are. I receive letters every day begging us to protect Social Security.
I didn't say any
45.
I didn't say any of that. What I said was, if we made a promise to people who receive it or have paid into it, we should honor that commitment and promise. But we are already taking out more than we are putting into the system today. And it becomes completely insolvent in 2015. That should be a fact that you are concerned with. Every member of Congress should be concerned with. So my point is, let's stop using this as a political football and get to work with some common sense bipartisan solutions. Has any of that been
Yes, would
promoted?
you raise the cap?
Yes.
Yes.
If I could finish my answer, please.
It's been long, but go ahead.
Well, 4 years you have been a member of Congress. You are attacking me and claiming that I want to eliminate everyone's Social Security, which is wrong. What I'd like to see are people who go to Washington, listen to people in New Hampshire, come up with bipartisan solutions, and move the country forward. What you're doing is attacking me on just about every single issue, rather than talk about what you have done, what you've accomplished, and what
Frank,
you'd
I
like
put
to
a
do for the
proposal out
country.
there to raise the cap. Would you raise the cap? You have to understand what you're saying is that people who are older now and receive it will collect theirs, and you want the 20 and 21-year-olds to pay all the way through, but have
not what I
nothing
said.
there for themselves.
That's
Well,
not what I
how would
said.
you expect it to stay solvent? You know how it works. It works where you have the workers who are continuing to contribute into the program, and then they receive it. So you have to come up with a plan besides what you just said.
Well, I think what
I've
you're-
taken a position. I said that I would raise the cap. That would fix it. What is your position? We've already tried the do-it-yourself, and we know if we had changed it, that Wall Street would have taken away that money. So what is the solution? And what would you say to somebody 25 or 28 years old who is disabled or lost a spouse and had 3 children?
30 more and I'll move on.
Well, again, we are spending more money than we are
I
taking
get
in.
it. That's why I'm asking you to tell me how you would pay for it.
We are spending more money than we are taking in. That is a fundamental
We get
problem
that.
today. No, I don't think you do.
I'm asking you to tell me how you would pay for it. If you want the program to continue, and you said you want the program to continue, you need to say how you would pay for it. I think that's fair.
What I think we need to do, Carol, is, number one, make sure that anyone receiving a benefit continues to receive the benefit. A promise has been made, a promise should be kept. But for someone who does not receive or pay into the system, there needs to be some dialogue about how to ensure the solvency moving forward. When we have the problem of 5 years from now, it is completely insolvent, and then in 2027, it is 100% bankrupt, your solution doesn't work. It kicks the can down the.
No, it actually brings money in right away, Frank. That's the whole point. You raise the cap, you have the money right away. What I hear you saying is that you, as you said, and I put it in the commercial, you may have seen it, that the 5 and 6-year-old children, you hope they'll never know what Social Security meant, what the words meant. That sounds to me like you plan to eliminate Social Security, and you have not answered what you would do for the person who lost their spouse, has 3 children, or is disabled at work. What would you do? You have to come up with a plan. To just say, we're going to eliminate it, you're going to kick the people to the curb?
I have not said anything that you're claiming I've said.
Then pay for it. How are you going to pay for it?
What I have said is very clear. It's not solvent today. We have to honor the commitment and promise to
surplus.
seniors now. And then we've got to shore it up by trying to find a better mechanism for the future. That is exactly what we need to be doing. That's being ignored right now.
What is
Okay,
the
I'm going to
mechanism?
stop. I'm going to move forward.